Introduction. To this day, it amazes me that more people aren't aware of the huge potential that the internet represents when it comes to earning money. This is not just an option for those lucky, tech-savvy entrepreneurs. This is something that anyone can start doing with amazing effects. If you know how to use a computer, then you could be earning money online. Not only that, but you could be earning passive income. That means you could be earning money while you sleep. By the way, those passive income business models don't need to be complicated to set up. This is something you can start doing in days, if not hours. Some online business models are so shockingly simple that they literally involve doing little more than copying and pasting an existing business model to start making it work for you. And it's not just money that you can stand to gain by doing all this. Running a business online gives you a way to make money doing something you love and that you're truly passionate about. More than that, it will allow you to develop a small amount of fame. Can you imagine how rewarding it would be to get emails from strangers telling you that your videos or your blog posts changed their lives? This can be a stepping stone to great things. It can be a way to find yourself on TV someday. It can lead to a publishing contract. It can help you to create other products that you've always dreamed of. Imagine the sense of accomplishment that comes from seeing something that you thought of in stores. And if you already run a business, or if you're someone that works for another company, then you can even use a basic understanding of internet marketing in order to promote that existing organization and grow it to entirely new heights. If the web can do all that for an individual, imagine how much it could grow your business. Imagine how many new visitors you can drive to your website, how many new customers you could drive to your products, and just how little time, effort, and money all of it could cost you. In short, there is no limit to what you can accomplish using an internet business, and it's something that everyone should be involved in. Whether you like the idea of having a blog that people read and enjoy, whether you want to make a little money on the side, whether you want to boost your existing organization, or whether you want to grow your own internet empire. All this sounds great, but I don't have the time or the knowledge. Maybe you've heard some of this pitch before. Maybe friends have told you how their lives changed when they started earning money online. Maybe you've read the blogs of other internet marketing gurus that promote the benefits of earning money on the web. Maybe you're just smart enough to see the opportunities there in front of you. So why haven't you done anything about it yet? Well, if you're like a lot of other people, then the answer likely comes down to two factors: time and knowledge. You probably don't know enough about the web or how it operates in order to see the precise opportunities that are there for you. You probably don't yet know how to go about setting up a website, let alone filling it with the kind of content that people will fall over to read, creating a product to sell from it, or promoting it so that people all around the world are able to discover it without trying to. And perhaps you're not yet familiar with all the different types of businesses that you can create online. Perhaps, for instance, you didn't even know that you could start making money by selling books that you didn't even create. And the other issue is time. You'd love to learn all this stuff, but you really don't have the time. Then there's the idea of actually running the business day to day. If you're already a busy professional, how can you possibly afford the time to build an additional business on top of the one that already takes up the vast majority of your time? Especially if you're also a family man or woman, or even just someone with an active social life. That's where this training comes in. In these pages, you're going to discover everything you need to know to start running a massively successful business in your spare time. You don't need to know a single thing about SEO, building a website, or even business just yet. You're going to learn how the web works, how people make their money, and how you can get in on the action. We're going to focus on the fastest and most effective ways to start making money online. You're going to discover business models that you can easily implement in a matter of hours or even less. And you're going to discover how you can create businesses that run themselves so that you don't have to. I'm serious. You can start making thousands of dollars each month from a business that will take you less than a few hours to set up. There's an element of luck involved, sure, but the worst case scenario is that you'll earn a few hundred a month. A few hundred a month. Indefinitely. From a few hours worth of work. It sounds mad, right? It sounds impossible. But it really isn't. And you're going to discover why not in this training. In the first few videos, you will discover multiple simple businesses that can be implemented this quickly and effectively. If you want to take things a little further, we'll look at some productivity tips that will allow you to leverage the power of the web in order to accomplish huge amounts of work in a very short period of time. And you're going to see how you can take these ideas and use them to grow your own business too. If you're new to all this, then this training can change the way you approach your business, and in doing so, it can change your life. Who is this training for? This training is really for anyone who wants to learn more about internet marketing and how to make money from the web, but who doesn't have the time to invest countless hours into growing an online business or managing a blog. If you think you could benefit from earning several $100s minimum from a few hours work a month, then this training is for you. But this training is particularly aimed at the business professional. If you are someone who runs a business or is currently worked to near breaking point by existing employers, then you're going to find that this training uses a lot of concepts and strategies you're familiar with, but in a new way. This will help you to understand how to use internet marketing in the workplace or how to use it to escape the rat race. This is Internet Marketing for Business People. Start earning money almost immediately with this incredible, simple business model. PLR products. So far, you're either intrigued by all this theory or rolling your eyes because you've heard it all before. Either way though, it's just that, theory. It's time we started putting things into practice. Just before we do though, I want you to consider one more thing. The way you think about earning money online as a business. A paradigm shift, if you will. Because this is where a lot of people who set out to make money online will go wrong. Hopefully, you're less likely to fall into this trap if you're already successful in business, but it still bears mentioning. Because a lot of people will approach online business with a plan to become the next Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs. The web is new, it's exciting, and it's high-tech. This is where entrepreneurs are made and huge businesses are born overnight. This is your opportunity to create something truly new, something life-changing and something that will make you rich while changing the world. Except that's the very worst way to think as you go into this. For every Mark Zuckerberg, there are millions of people who never make it. These are rare, fluke occurrences, and actually they do not represent the majority of the big successes on the web at all. Most of those big successes look nothing like Mark Zuckerberg. They look like you. And they look like your colleagues at work. We've already seen that the web works very similar to the rest of the economy. The money comes from people selling hair shampoo on holidays. And these aren't businesses that are changing lives. These are everyday, regular old businesses. They're also proven, simple, and easy to replicate. They're lower risk. And as a business person, you probably understand them. So instead of trying to transform the way we communicate, how about you just take a business model that you know works and then replicate it? It might sound less inspiring or amazing, but it's also much more likely to help you make lots of money online, because it has done the same thing for countless other people. There's nothing wrong with looking at a business model that works well and then simply replicating it precisely, knowing that it will do the same for us. It's quicker, smarter, and more effective. And in this next section, we're going to take that notion to its most extreme conclusion by literally copying and pasting someone else's business, with their permission, of course. PLR products, the fastest way imaginable to start making reliable income online. The business in question simply revolves around selling PLR products. PLR stands for Private Label Rights and is a type of license, meaning that you have certain rights when it comes to how you can use the product that you're selling. Specifically, a PLR license gives you the right to A. resell, and B. edit the product. These are normally digital products. Remember, we mentioned them in the last video, which means things like ebooks or online courses. That means you can buy them just once and then resell them as many times as you like to keep making a profit. All you need is the resale rights. PLR products give you that and then goes one step further by also giving you the right to edit the product and make it your own. This is a big deal in the world of internet marketing, and in fact, it's a very regular practice. Thus, you can find plenty of private label rights products that are just sitting there, waiting for you to make money from them. Better yet, the creators expect you to do that, and as such, they have made their products with that use in mind, and they will often provide a ton of extra materials and freebies that you can use in order to do this even more successfully. Specifically, most PLR products will also come with all of the marketing materials that you need in order to sell them. That means you'll get the sales page, the page through which you promote and eventually sell the product. as well as lots of ready-made adverts and even emails that you can send. This massively reduces the work that you need to do and means that you can literally copy and paste the entire business. It's this simple. You find the PLR product that you think will sell well. Then you purchase it, normally for around $100 to $200. And then you get that product, along with the rights to edit and sell it, and with all the materials that you need to start making a profit. And from there, you can then edit the book in order to add your name as the author and perhaps to add your branding to the cover. If you wish, then you can change the title and maybe some of the interior. Then you change the Pay Now button using PayPal so that it will credit your account instead, and then you upload it to your own internet hosting account. Now you can start selling the product with your name on it, and all without having to lift a finger. The best part is that you can choose a PLR product that you know is already selling well, thereby avoiding the scenario where you invest a huge amount of time, money, and effort into a product only to discover that there's no audience out there for it. Your only job is to make sure that people can find the product, and this is where the internet marketing comes in. We'll discuss the countless different ways you can drive people to this product in future videos, but just to highlight one example, you could use PPC advertising. PPC stands for pay per click, and this is a form of advertising where you only pay for people who click on the adverts. If the advertising campaign isn't successful, then you don't pay. So as long as you know how to sell, and you make sure that your sales page is convincing people to buy, you can make tweaks to the one you got free. Then you should be able to convert a high percentage of your visitors into buyers. And if you can do this, then you should make returns on the investment you make on advertising. This is a business that will only take a few hours, if that, to set up, and require a very small upfront investment. Despite all that, it can earn passive income for you, generating money while you sleep, and continue to do so indefinitely. Affiliate marketing and other super fast business models you can create in your spare time. PLR products provide one fantastic way to start earning money through internet marketing without needing to know anything about business and without needing to be any kind of tech whiz. In fact, you don't even need to be a business whiz or even commit much time to it. This is the perfect business model for the busy business person that will allow you to employ just a modicum of basic sales knowledge in order to earn money indefinitely from a single product. But that's only one example. Another example is potentially even easier, and that is what is known as affiliate marketing. What is affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing is one of the most popular ways there is to make money online as an internet marketer. In fact, when you say internet marketing to some people, they will actually assume that you're talking about affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing basically means that you are marketing products for a commission. The idea is that you promote and sell a product that someone else created, and by doing so, you earn a profit. Essentially, you are acting like a door-to-door salesman, except that you have a door to the entire world. Often, this will mean promoting a digital product like an ebook or an online course. As we've already seen, the great thing about digital products is that they can be sold indefinitely, and they come with a zero COGS, cost of goods sold. With no overheads, that means that sellers make 100% profit. And the exciting thing is that there are countless affiliate programs out there that will offer to give away 70% of their earnings or more. That might strike you as odd. Why would someone who created a product be willing to give away more than they are earning from the product? The answer is simple. They want to encourage as many affiliates as possible to get out there and help them promote their products. They are probably already selling their product through their own channels. They are probably making as many sales of their ebook or course as they possibly can, and they might well have run their potential marketing dry. All those sales are making them 100% profit. Thus, they have nothing to lose by trying to get additional sales on top of that for only 30% profit. By offering 70% of their income, they're going to entice the maximum number of marketers possible to help them promote their products, and that in turn means they'll have an army of professional sellers helping them to make even more sales and revenue. The more they offer, the more they make. What this means for you is that you can start selling an ebook for $50 and make $35 for each sale. And unlike PLR products, there's no need for you to worry about buying anything up front. This actually means that you can promote as many affiliate products as you like and scale your business almost endlessly. How it works. To get started, all you need to do is find an affiliate network. Some of the biggest ones include the likes of JVZoo, JVZoo.com, Commission Junction, CJ.com, and ClickBank, ClickBank.com. These act as huge repositories of affiliate products that you can browse in order to find things you want to sell. When you find something you like the looks of, all you then have to do is to apply, and then you'll be given an affiliate link. An affiliate link is a link that directs visitors to an online store where you can buy the product, but normally via a redirect that will store cookies on their computer. Those cookies then identify them as having been referred by you, and each time they buy something, it gets logged on your account. At the end of the month, your sales are tallied up, and you can withdraw your cash. Once again, a good affiliate product will normally provide you with all the materials you need to promote it, such as a sales page, the marketing emails, the banner adverts, etc. The product creator wants you to succeed, of course, because the more you sell, the more money they will make. You can then upload that sales page to your own site or domain and simply direct traffic there using PPC adverts or other means. And by doing so, you'll be able to generate income without even having to own the product yourself or ever deal with one of the customers. It's a completely hands-off way to earn money online. Other great online business models you can set up in no time. But perhaps you don't want to sell a digital product. Maybe you want to sell a physical product. No problem. You can actually become an affiliate for physical products through Amazon using their partner program. You'll get a much smaller commission, typically around 4 to 8%. But the good thing is that once you refer a customer to Amazon, you'll make commission on everything they buy during that session. So if you're promoting a book and someone clicks your link, buys a book, and then also buys a flat screen TV, well, then you can make a lot of money. Or maybe you want to create your own online shop. One way to do this is by becoming a reseller. That might sound like a big undertaking, but thanks to the web, it's a business model that busy professionals can easily manage in the evenings. All you need to do is find a wholesaler. A wholesaler is a manufacturer, factory, or reseller that will sell you items in bulk at greatly discounted prices. So for example, you might be able to buy 100 pairs of jeans for $1,000, but then sell each item for $20. This means you make 100% profit on each sale. The great thing is that from here, you can then reinvest the profit you make into ordering an even larger batch of jeans next time. You could pocket $250 and then spend $1,750 on your next lot of jeans. Or you could buy something more expensive. Storage will be fairly simple, seeing as the products are small and you're buying small quantities, and you can promote them on eBay. Packaging is another expense to factor in, but shouldn't amount to much. In just a few hours of work each evening, you can bring in a very nice side income this way. Don't want to deal with physically owning the stock? Then how about you look for a dropshipper? A dropshipper is very similar to an affiliate, except that you get to claim the product as your own and your audience never comes into contact with the manufacturer. All you need to do is to find a company that offers dropshipping services, sell their products for them, and then pass the orders on to them. They will handle the creation of the product as well as packaging and fulfillment, so you can earn money without having to worry at all about dealing with customers or actually delivering the items or storing them. You can find both wholesalers and dropshippers at Alibaba.com. Or you could go the complete opposite way and set up a business selling a service directly to customers or to other businesses. This is a very straightforward business model that's easy to set up online and then to scale, depending on whether you want more or fewer customers or clients. For example, if you are a good writer, then all you need to do is to create a website that promotes your writing skills, post a few adverts in forums and other locations, and then wait for the orders to roll in. Of course, this is not a passive business model because you need to work for the money. You can't go to sleep and allow this kind of business to run itself. But while that is true, you can nevertheless run this sort of business without having to invest a large amount of time or effort. Perhaps you just write a few thousand words a week in order to make a little side income in the evenings. You quickly find recurring clients, and that way you won't even need to advertise. Likewise, you can find work as a web designer, as a photographer, as a designer, or once you're finished watching the rest of this training, even as a marketer. And then there's the option to run any other kind of service business online. For example, how about offering people personal training online, business consulting, or solicitor? Or if you're only looking to fill a few hours a week, then you won't do much marketing. And as with any good business, you'll get repeat clients and word-of-mouth customers. Just set aside a few hours in the week to handle the orders, and you can once again enjoy the extra income and sense of satisfaction that comes from running your own business on the web. How to choose things that will sell and make money quickly. Finding a route to market. Hopefully, your mind is now starting to race as you recognize all of the possible methods available to you to earn money online, even as a busy professional. But there is a difference between setting up a business quickly and setting up a business that will be successful quickly. And this is where your knowledge as a business professional will come in handy. Using your existing experience and understanding, you should be uniquely poised to be able to create an online business model that earns money quickly, and hopefully you will stand a better chance than most people when it comes to understanding the systems in place and tweaking them to get better results. Ultimately, if you're looking to make a profit quickly, then you need to consider two crucial factors more than any others: the type of product that you're going to sell and the niche or audience that you're selling in. The objective is to find the right product and then match it to the right audience. Or put it another way, solve a specific problem for a specific person. By getting this right, you can make life much easier for yourself. Picking the niche. The first thing you need to do, whether selling a digital product, a physical product, or a service, is to find your niche. Niche in this context is internet marketing jargon meaning industry. By picking your niche, you are picking the subject matter that you're going to be dealing with, and therefore the kind of customer that you're going to be selling to. The obvious choice here is to pick one of the most popular niches that most other internet marketers will also be promoting products to. By far, the biggest internet marketing niches for selling products are making money online, dating, fitness, health, business, and lifestyle. These are popular niches because they have a global appeal. Only some people like cats, and only some people are into rowing. But everyone wants to be healthier, everyone wants love or sex, and everyone wants to earn money. By choosing one of these niches, you are giving yourself the biggest possible audience, and therefore giving yourself the best possible chance of success. Or are you? Because as well as giving yourself the biggest possible audience this way, you are also giving yourself the most possible competition. These are the most popular niches, as we have already established, and as such they are filled with the most sellers, all selling alternative products that are just as good as yours or better. Not only that, but you're also giving yourself zero focused and no direct routes to market. Where would you even begin to promote a product on fitness or on dating? There are so many other sites going up against you, and the audience has been completely saturated with offers, products, and deals. Now let's reconsider rowing. Sell an ebook on rowing, and now you have a much more targeted niche with specific direct routes to market. Head to a forum or social media group on the topic of rowing, and what you'll find is that there are probably a few hundred or 1,000 people here, and all of them are passionate about that subject. Better yet, they probably very rarely get people trying to sell them books on that subject because it's much more niche. There's a demand here. Chances are that they'd love to know how to get better at their chosen sport and hobby. And if your book can do that for them and they haven't read anything like it before, then promoting said book in this form might just lead to sales. Then you can think about all the other routes to market that are available. How about a rowing website, a rowing magazine, even a rowing club? What about a college that has an active rowing club? All of these are possible places where you can promote your book and start making sales. A popular alternative choice is to pick a specific industry. How about the stage lighting industry or the food truck industry? There are thousands of people in these industries that could benefit from more information, and if you can sell them something to help them, then you can stand to make a lot of money. Because they should earn money by buying your book, they will probably see it as an investment and won't mind parting with the cash. Once again, you are solving a specific problem for a specific person. When thinking about what niche to go into, always consider your existing opportunities, contacts, and resources. Most of us know people who have some kind of influence, and most of us have certain resources already available to us. It makes sense to make the most of those resources, and once again, this way, you are making life easier for yourself and finding the fastest way to start making money from internet marketing as a business professional. For example, if you have a blog already all about martial arts, then you can always make an ebook or buy an ebook on that subject. You already have the audience to sell to, so it's a no-brainer. The same goes for if you happen to be a martial arts instructor. And it goes for if you happen to be best friends with someone who owns a martial arts site. Make life as easy for yourself as possible. Merging niches. You might find it hard to pick a small niche with a smaller audience. Perhaps it goes against your natural intuition to pick the biggest and most popular subjects. That's normal and to be expected. One solution then might be to merge niches and to turn multiple subject matters into one subject matter. For example, you can combine something like martial arts and fitness easily by making your book a book on fitness for martial artists. Or how about fitness for students? In this way, you're honing in on a smaller subsection of a larger niche, and that way, appealing to a more specific market while still having that global appeal. This is actually a very effective way to maximize your potential earning through something like a PLR product. Buy a generic ebook on fitness and then simply alter the content slightly to turn it into an ebook on fitness for students, for martial artists, for the elderly, for diabetics. This way you can quickly start marketing it in multiple different areas and potentially maximize your earnings. Choosing products with a value proposition. What's also very important is that you understand why it is that certain things sell and other things do not. It's not enough to choose a product that is in the right niche. You also need to make sure it has that wow factor that will help it to sell. There's a fair bit you can learn about sales pages, but one of the most important things you need to understand before you start trying to profit is how to use the value proposition. This simply refers to the way in which your product provides value to your audience. A good product should in some way improve the lives of your audience, and that will make it worth more than the sum of its parts. If you're selling a fitness ebook then, you mustn't focus on how many pages it has or how beautiful the images are. In fact, you shouldn't even focus how good it is at helping people to lose weight and build muscle. Instead, you focus on the emotional aspect, the value proposition. You tell the buyer how they will feel when they love their own body, when they feel confident to look in the mirror, when they're more effective at attracting members of the opposite sex, and when they become ill less often. That's the inherent value. Something like a fitness ebook can sell for much more than something like a gardening ebook for this very reason. The value is inherently greater and has more of an emotional hook. Look for products that you can really get people to want. How to use Facebook ads and Google AdSense for quick profit. Whatever the kind of product you are selling and whoever you are selling it to, you are now going to want to drive as many visitors to your sales page as possible. One way you can do this is by posting messages in forums and in social media groups as we've seen. Another way is by leveraging your existing contacts. These are two basic aspects of internet marketing. However, they are both also limited. After a short amount of time, you exhaust your contacts, and you have to be very careful posting in forums and groups in case you get banned. Tip: make sure you are also providing value and taking part in the community. That way people will be more forgiving if you also promote your own things on occasion. If you want to make a bigger splash and get involved in internet marketing properly, then you might consider using social media marketing, or SEO. We'll talk about both of these things in future videos, but suffice to say that both aspects take a certain amount of time and knowledge. Seeing as we're focused on making quick money online using simple business models, we're less interested in that. But perhaps the most powerful, fast way to make money from any of these business models is to promote your pages via AdSense or Facebook ads. An introduction to Facebook ads and how to do it right. Let's start with Facebook ads. As mentioned, Facebook ads are a form of PPC marketing, meaning you only pay when someone clicks on one of your ads. As you might have guessed, Facebook ads will appear on Facebook, thereby giving you the opportunity to advertise to anyone who uses the social media platform. You get to decide what the most you're willing to pay for an ad click by setting what is called the maximum bid. Each time two ads are suitable for a single position, they will enter into an automated bidding war, and if your maximum bid is highest, your ad will show. The more you pay, the more often your ad will show. You can show ads a lot for a low price if you pick a smaller niche with less competition. Another reason not to pick fitness if you want to make money fast. You can also set a daily budget, so after a certain amount of clicks at 20 cents each, you'll stop showing your ads for that day. This makes it very easy to set yourself a specific budget and to avoid spending too much. What makes Facebook ads so powerful though is the fact that you can use them to target specific people based on the information that they give to Facebook, their age, their sex, their location, as well as their interests, their relationship status, and even their income. Seeing as you're paying for each click, you need to make sure that people only click the ads if they're interested in potentially buying from you. Therefore, you want to make sure that only the right kind of person sees your advert. So if you were selling an ebook on planning a wedding, for instance, then you could choose to show ads only to women who are engaged. This way, there will be a much higher chance of them being interested in your books. Now, if you keep the maximum bid relatively low, then you can show that you're not paying more than 50 cents per visit for people landing on your page, and that all those visits will be from engaged women. If you sell an affiliate ebook for $100 and keep 75 of that, then you can afford to pay for 150 visitors and only make one sale. If your sales script is good, which you might not have written, and the product is enticing and correctly priced, then you can very realistically expect to get a conversion rate of anywhere from 1 to 5%. This means that you should make all the money you spend on marketing back and then some. And in theory, this means that you can keep investing more and more into more and more ads, and thereby keep increasing your revenue. Or alternatively, you could invest in ads for more ebooks and that way scale your business. The best thing about engaged women as a target demographic is that the market never runs out. New women are getting engaged all the time, so you'll never reach the point where every potential buyer has seen your advert. Facebook ads are also great because they provide a large amount of data to help you tweak and refine your adverts to the point where you're getting higher profits and better conversions. An introduction to Google AdWords. Google AdWords is essentially the same thing, except the ads are on Google. The difference is that this time, you are now paying for ads to appear at the top of certain search results under the heading Sponsored Results. Otherwise, the system works on a similar PPC basis. This has pros and cons. On the one hand, you can't as precisely target the type of person that is looking for your product. For example, you can't choose to only show it to engaged women. But what you can do is to show your product to people who are searching for how to plan a wedding. This has the benefit of being targeted while also being well-timed. Your audience is not only likely to want to learn about wedding planning, but they're actively looking for information. Google AdWords provides many more tools for refining and enhancing your campaign, which we won't go into detail here. But one example is the option to use negative keywords, terms that you want to exclude people from seeing your ads. For example, you can make sure that no one includes the term free, as those people are unlikely to be willing to pay for your products. Another tip, regardless of which type of PPC you use, is to consider acknowledging that your product is paid right in your advertising text. You can even include the price by saying $30 ebook on wedding planning. You will prevent people from clicking the ad unless they're willing, at least in theory, to pay that much for an ebook. Suddenly, the likelihood of that person buying from you once they land in your sales page will go up. The percentage of people who click the ads and then buy from you should have gone up significantly, and as such, you should be earning a lot more. Once again, it simply requires a business mind in order to start making money online quickly using internet marketing. How to quickly profit from a big blog using the best growth hacks. Part 1. Perhaps selling products that other people made was not what you had in mind when you heard about internet marketing. Perhaps you have aspirations of being a successful blogger. Or maybe your plan is to use internet marketing to create a successful blog or website for your existing brand. So how exactly does a blog make money? And how can you get on that gravy train? As we briefly alluded to earlier in this training, the answer is that it makes money by building an audience, and more specifically, a targeted audience. Hopefully, you're now already seeing all the ways that you can make money from an audience once you have it. If you have a successful blog, then you can quickly start to make lots of money from the readers of the blog by using any of the aforementioned business models. Sell them a PLR product, sell them affiliate products, sell lots of affiliate products, or use it in order to promote a service. The best thing about this, though, is that running a blog will also allow you to develop a relationship with that audience and to help them get to know you. If they are regularly reading your advice and ideas, then they should have first-hand experience of just how knowledgeable you are and how useful your advice can be for them. Thus, when you come to sell something to them, they will be primed. When you get to that stage, you are a thought leader, And you'll even find that other brands will want to promote their products through you. This is where people will start to pay you to promote their products, or where you can start getting paid to display PPC advertising. If you run a business already, then you should consider making it your aim to get to this point. Once there, you'll find that a lot more people get to learn about your business and will trust you enough to buy from you. This is the basis of content marketing, one of the most powerful and important types of internet marketing. Why you should always sell and never display ads. Building a huge audience takes time though. If you're looking for the fastest way to start earning money online and only investing a small amount of your time each week, then creating a blog is not it. Blogs with thousands of daily views are either lucky or they took a while to get to that point. This makes it folly to try and set up an online business to make money purely from PPC, because that's a strategy that a lot of first-timers will try to use. Google AdSense is just like AdWords, except it goes onto websites like yours. People will be willing to pay 20 or 50 cents to show their ads on sites like yours, and Google will help them do that for their share. You might get 10 cents for each click, or you might even get 1 cent or 0.01 cent in some cases. And what's more is that for every 1,000 people who land on your site, you can realistically expect to get 1 to 5 clicks. The point is that it will take you a long time to reach a point where you can make a living from this kind of business model alone. And more important to consider is that when you use this kind of business model, you are positioning yourself at the bottom of the pyramid. Google is paying you to show those ads because an advertiser is paying them more. And that advertiser is only willing to pay Google more because they have a way to earn more from those visitors. Chances are that they're selling them a digital product for several $100s, and you're earning a few cents. If they weren't earning more from those visitors, then they wouldn't be willing to pay you for them. And each time someone clicks on one of those ads, you are losing them as a customer and sending them away from your brand. This is the opposite of good business. Selling your own brand or an affiliate product or service is by far the superior way to earn and to keep people engaged with your brand. Building trust and offering value. So you already have a business, and now you want to add a blog to your website. Or perhaps you're just looking to build your own site so that you can sell a product or service. Unfortunately, here is where a business mind can actually be a bad thing. Because a lot of people think that in order to run a successful business blog to promote a product or service, they have to stay strictly on topic. The same goes for social media. They think they need to write posts about their business, about their product, and about the industry. I've encountered this countless of times. One client I work with had an EPOS software, electronic point of sale, and I suggested they write posts about small businesses, about productivity, and about technology. But they only wanted to write about how EPOS software could save businesses money. Now here's a question you always need to ask. Who is really going to read that? If all you're doing is blatantly promoting your own product or brand, then who is going to want to tune in every day to see what latest thing you're writing about? Instead, you need to ensure you're providing value. You need to give some useful or entertaining information away for free so that people have a reason to keep coming back. Only by doing this can you create an interested audience that you will then be able to sell to. So the best way to be successful with a blog is to write about things that your audience will be interested in. Be consistent and be passionate, and only plug your products and services when the time is right. This will help you to get shares, to find people subscribing to your blog, and more. How to quickly profit from a big blog using the best growth hacks. Part 2. Growth hacks for quickly growing your audience. This all takes time though. Lots of time. And this training is all about making money and being successful at internet marketing in the shortest possible amount of time. So if you want to accelerate your progress and start growing your audience even faster, what do you need to do? One answer is to use growth hacks. These are simple techniques that you can use in order to grow and promote your website that don't involve gradually waiting for it to spread by word of mouth. One of the very most powerful and popular examples is to use something called influencer marketing. Simply, influencer marketing means that you're going to leverage the power of an existing influencer, someone who already has a lot of sway and a big audience in the same niche or a related niche. If you could find a YouTuber who has 500,000 views on every single video, then all you need to do is to message them and get them to mention your website or blog in their next video. If you can get them to do this, then you can potentially generate hundreds of thousands of visits to your website that very day. This can transform the success of your business overnight. Of course, the hard part of influencer marketing is finding the influencers and then convincing them that they should promote you. One way to get around this is to offer to pay them for their time. Another option is to find an influencer who is easygoing and doesn't mind giving you a shout out. Some are just having fun and happy to help. Or potentially, you could offer to do something for them instead. How about working on a project with them? If you have a skill set that you can offer, then you can somehow help to boost their success, and at the same time, they'll be likely to give you a shout out. For example, if you know how to make apps, then get in touch and offer to build them their very own app. In all likelihood, they'll be excited and complimented, and as such, they'll promote the app, which you can then split the revenue for 50-50. If you struggle to get an influencer to listen, then one great strategy is simply to hire them for something. If you can find an influencer who offers any kind of consultation or who sells a product, then order that from them, and they will be obligated to respond to you. Yet another great option is to meet them in person. Once you've actually made contact in one of these ways, then you'll likely find that they're much more inclined to listen and to help you out. It's all about building genuine relationships and connections. Another good option for a growth hack is just to find that perfect route to market. And often if you can create the perfect blog post and promote it in the perfect location, then you'll find that you can get a huge influx of traffic from just a single link. The key is to make your post interesting and unique enough that anyone in a certain subreddit or forum will be sure to want to read it. If you can do this well, then you can generate thousands of clicks, and several of those might be interested to subscribe to your feed or maybe even to order a product there and then. Your super fast guide to SEO. This would not be a training on internet marketing though if we didn't at least touch on SEO. SEO is search engine optimization, which for all intents and purposes really means Google optimization. The idea behind this is that you're making changes to your website and creating links to your website, and in this way, you're going to make your site more likely to show up in the search results when someone looks for something related on Google. Unfortunately, this is not a particularly quick tool when it comes to marketing your site. SEO takes a lot of time, and there is never any guarantee that it is going to be effective. You can put a lot of effort in and still find that it doesn't work. But if you create a systemized approach for your SEO, then you can find ways to speed up the process. For example, by making a new post once a week or even by outsourcing the process. Essentially, Google works by looking for content that matches the search terms that people are looking for. When someone searches for a specific phrase, Google looks for the content in its index and then shows them the sites with the most relevant content. In order to add new sites to that index, Google uses spiders, programs that crawl the web by following links. Google also looks at each link as a testimonial, and the better the site that links to you, the more weight that testimony has. Your aim then is to fill your site with high-quality content that Google will see as being relevant, and it is to get the most important and biggest sites to link to you. Once again, this often means working with influencers. Don't try to trick Google. Don't try to spam Google. Don't try to keyword stuff, repeating the search phrase in your content over and over again. And don't pay people to share your links. Google is smart enough to catch you, and you will be penalized. Instead, focus on making your site into the kind of high-quality site that the key influencers will be happy to associate with. Does your brand look as good as the top competition on the web? If not, then you need to work on that. But what you do need to understand is that from Google's perspective, getting one of the right links can completely change the game and is worth countless low-quality links. To get those right links, you need to understand who it is that Google trusts. The answer? Google trusts sites that are authorities. That means .gov domains and .edu. It means older sites that have been around for a long time and sites with recognized brands. If your site gets a link from a site like that, then you will get a much bigger boost in much less time. But what's more is that if you get a link from a site that has a link like that, then you'll still get a very big boost. Consider this a little like degrees of separation. Another tip is to look for sites that Google features in its news section. If Google puts a site there, then that's a very good sign that it trusts that brand. Focus your time on building these links and delivering quality, and your SEO will be twice as effective in half the time. Productivity tips to help you do more work in less time. All of these tips and strategies will hopefully show you that you can be highly effective as an internet marketer in a fraction of the time that it would take to handle similar marketing offline. The web is a powerful equalizer and a great force multiplier. It allows individuals to have all the impact of huge corporations. But while these systems are quick and powerful, you also need to think about how you can optimize and streamline your approach to them. How can you become faster so that you can get more done in less time? There are plenty of answers to this, but largely, it will once again come down to leveraging the power of the internet and using the tools and resources that it presents you with. For example, one thing that you should never underrate is the power of outsourcing to other service providers. If you can get someone else to complete a task for you, then that frees you up time to work on other more important things. Don't be shy to do that. Need to edit the cover of a PLR product? Write blog content? Build a list of potential influencers to contact? Then consider hiring a freelancer through a site like Upwork, Upwork.com, or consider using a virtual assistant who will do nearly any online job for just a few dollars per hour. If you can do this, then you can get a lot of your systems to work for you. Heck, you can even go one step further and use service arbitrage. This means you're going to offer your services as a writer or a web designer for $30 per hour, and then outsource the work to a white label service that will do it for $20 an hour. You just pocket the $10. You can also streamline your workflow by making rules that you follow yourself. This might mean keeping communication overhead to a minimum by not engaging in Skype calls or online meetings. Or it might mean simply finding ways to be more disciplined in the way you approach work. Setting yourself short blocks of time to work in can help, as can using things like the Pomodoro technique. Then there are tools like Asana.com, that can help with time management, and things like IFTTT.com, that can run your social media for you. Leverage these tools as much as possible to take all the things you're doing every day and to get technology and other people to handle them for you. This is how the busy business person should approach internet marketing, and you'll discover a lot more tips in this in the free resources that came with this training. Conclusion. At this point, you should now be ready to get out there and start learning by doing. If you take only one thing from this training, then it should be that internet marketing doesn't have to take a long time. You can be highly effective in promoting your existing brand or completely new one, and you can even create completely self-automated businesses that will run and even scale themselves while you sleep. It just takes a business mind and a couple of evenings a week, and you can start getting the message out to the entire web. And once you learn how to do that, anything is possible. Employ these techniques, dive in, and good luck. Dear valued customer, first off, thanks so much for purchasing the guide that will teach you how to make 6 figures with Amazon the easy way. If you follow the step-by-step guide, you will be heading straight to that goal. But what if you could do it even faster? And what if you can ensure that you get the absolute best results possible and stay focused? In short, making sure that this is a real success. The good news is, you can. For a limited time, you can get access to the video upgrade to the guide you just purchased at a big discount. This powerful upgrade will make it easier to get started and stay committed to your ultimate goal. Just to be clear, this is an exclusive upgrade for customers only. Why you need to upgrade to the video version of the Amazon Affiliate Profits Guide. Did you know that most people learn a lot faster when they see something being done on video than by just reading about it? That's because most people out there are visual learners. How do you normally learn the best? Although the guide you just purchased gives you a step-by-step approach to making 6 figures with Amazon the easy way, but many of the Amazon marketing hacks require you to pay very close attention to the details to get the best results possible. If you miss any of the most important details or do things the wrong way, you may miss out on the fullest benefits offered inside the guide. For that very reason, I put together a video version to make it much easier to get positive results quickly. The video version of the guide you just purchased will help you Avoid missing any important key details that you might miss by only reading the guide. Stay focused and accountable, and follow through, and make sure you get ongoing results. Ensure that your work you put in now keeps on giving you benefits long into the future. Introducing Amazon Affiliate Profits video course. Are you ready to become a super Amazon affiliate a lot faster? If the answer is yes, click the link below. Of course, you're probably wondering how much this is going to cost you, right? First off, cost is the wrong word. This upgrade is an investment that will pay for itself many times over. And the good news is, right now you can upgrade and lock in a massive 75% discount. This is the next best thing to having an Amazon affiliate expert right beside you, showing you how it's done. Not only will you avoid many of the most common mistakes that people make when trying to make six figures with Amazon, you'll notice immediate positive results in your achievements. And it's about to get even better. When you upgrade today, you'll also get this exclusive Fast Action bonus. Fast Action bonus. High quality MP3s of the entire video version of the training, valued at $27. Don't have time to watch videos? I'm also providing you with 10 MP3s that you can use while you're on the go. Listen to them in the car, at home, or even at the office. All day, every day. And here's what's really great about this. You don't have to decide anything today. You get a full 30 days to go through the video training and decide if this is really for you. If for any reason or no reason at all you're not 100% satisfied with everything you get inside, simply let me know and I'll refund every penny of your tiny investment. No questions asked. Here's how to get instant access to the video version today. Simply click the link below, enter your information, and you'll get instant access to the entire video version plus the Fast Action bonus MP3s. But please don't wait. To lock in the discounted pricing, you must grab this right now. In fact, if you close this page, you may never have the opportunity to upgrade to the video version of this ever again at an investment this low. And remember, this special discounted pricing is reserved for existing customers only. Are you ready to make things happen a lot faster? If you prefer to learn by being shown how to do something and you want to get results quickly, this is for you. If you're really serious about becoming a super Amazon affiliate and start your path to making six figures with it the easy way, this is for you. And if you're one of those people that's a visual learner, you need this. Here's to becoming the most productive you that you can be. Remember, if you close this page, you may never see this again at such a low investment. There's no risk. Try this out for 30 days and then decide if this is for you. It doesn't get any easier than that. Dear valued customer, first off, thanks so much for purchasing the guide that will teach you how to make six figures with Amazon the easy way. If you follow the step-by-step guide, you will be heading straight to that goal. But what if you could do it even faster? And what if you can ensure that you get the absolute best results possible and stay focused? In short, making sure that this is a real success. The good news is, you can. For a limited time, you can get access to the video upgrade to the guide you just purchased at a big discount. This powerful upgrade will make it easier to get started and stay committed to your ultimate goal. Just to be clear, this is an exclusive upgrade for customers only. Why you need to upgrade to the video version of the Amazon Affiliate Profits Guide. Did you know that most people learn a lot faster when they see something being done on video than by just reading about it? That's because most people out there are visual learners. How do you normally learn the best? Although the guide you just purchased gives you a step-by-step approach to making six figures with Amazon the easy way, but many of the Amazon marketing hacks require you to pay very close attention to the details to get the best results possible. If you miss any of the most important details or do things the wrong way, you may miss out on the fullest benefits offered inside the guide. For that very reason, I put together a video version to make it much easier to get positive results quickly. The video version of the guide you just purchased will help you avoid missing any important key details that you might miss by only reading the guide. Stay focused and accountable, and follow through, and make sure you get ongoing results. Ensure that your work you put in now keeps on giving you benefits long into the future. Introducing Amazon Affiliate Profits video course. Are you ready to become a super Amazon affiliate a lot faster? If the answer is yes, click the link below. Of course, You're probably wondering how much this is going to cost you, right? First off, cost is the wrong word. This upgrade is an investment that will pay for itself many times over. And the good news is, right now you can upgrade and lock in a massive 75% discount. This is the next best thing to having an Amazon affiliate expert right beside you, showing you how it's done. Not only will you avoid many of the most common mistakes that people make when trying to make six figures with Amazon, you'll notice immediate positive results in your achievements. And it's about to get even better. When you upgrade today, you'll also get this exclusive Fast Action bonus. Fast Action bonus, high quality MP3s of the entire video version of the training, valued at $27. Don't have time to watch videos? I'm also providing you with 10 MP3s that you can use while you're on the go. Listen to them in the car, at home, or even at the office. All day, every day. And here's what's really great about this. You don't have to decide anything today. You get a full 30 days to go through the video training and decide if this is really for you. If for any reason or no reason at all you're not 100% satisfied with everything you get inside, simply let me know and I'll refund every penny of your tiny investment. No questions asked. Here's how to get instant access to the video version today. Simply click the link below, enter your information, and you'll get instant access to the entire video version plus the Fast Action bonus MP3s. But please don't wait. To lock in the discounted pricing, you must grab this right now. In fact, if you close this page, you may never have the opportunity to upgrade to the video version of this ever again at an investment this low. And remember, this special discounted pricing is reserved for existing customers only. Are you ready to make things happen a lot faster? If you prefer to learn by being shown how to do something and you want to get results quickly, this is for you. If you're really serious about becoming a super Amazon affiliate and start your path to making six figures with it the easy way, this is for you. And if you're one of those people that's a visual learner, you need this. Here's to becoming the most productive you that you can be. Remember, if you close this page, you may never see this again at such a low investment. There's no risk. Try this out for 30 days and then decide if this is for you. It doesn't get any easier than that. Introduction. Internet marketing can mean a lot of things. For some, internet marketing is practically synonymous with affiliate marketing. This is the process of selling products made by other people in order to earn commission. But internet marketing can be more than that too. Of course, internet marketing can mean building a website or a blog, building a massive audience for that platform, and then making money from adverts, Google AdSense for instance, or selling your own products. Internet marketing might mean selling a digital product such as an ebook or an online course. Internet marketing might mean selling something physical. Internet marketing may mean promoting a website as the end in itself, simply building a channel so that you can spread the word about something that's important to you, or so that you can try to promote yourself to grow your own career. I recently spoke to a group of creative writers and explained to them how learning the basics of marketing on the web could allow them to promote themselves and find publishers. And of course, internet marketing might mean marketing an existing business in order to gain more customers and make more sales. Any small business should be interested in marketing themselves online. The fact of the matter is, internet marketing means getting the word out on the web, and it means creating brilliant content. And if you can do either or both of those things, then you can make the web work for you. Once you do that, then pretty much anything is possible. Literally. We'll see later in this training how the ability to work online can allow pretty much any of your wildest dreams and plans to come true, whether that means earning a passive income and traveling the world, or whether it means growing a massive business or working on projects that you are truly passionate about and getting paid for it. The only problem is that very few people have any idea what makes the web tick. People tell me they want to start their own business selling crafts, or they tell me that they want to start blogging for fun, but they have zero clue what that entails. What is SEO? What is marketing? If you're sitting there smugly thinking that you already know the basics of internet marketing, then time for a reality check. Because even if you know the basics of internet marketing, there's a good chance that you don't have all of the advanced skills you need to really make any project into a success. In this training, then, I'm going to start by outlining those basics. I'm going to teach you Internet Marketing 101 for those of you with no prior experience. This is what makes the web tick. This is your bread and butter. But from there, I'm then going to dive into the much more advanced stuff that many internet marketing gurus in reality have no idea about whatsoever. You will learn skills here that will put you head and shoulders above the competition. You will learn tools that will make you immensely employable, to the point that you are never without work. And you'll be able to turn any idea or concept into a reality. What makes the web go around? When I tell people that I work online, the reaction I very often get is bafflement. Countless people have admitted to me at one point or another that they have no idea what I do for a living. In fact, my grandma once made me promise to her that whatever I did was not illegal. When I left university and started working for myself, everyone expected me to fail. They all asked, "When are you going to get a proper job?" A little offensive? Sure, but it's understandable. After all, it's not at all obvious from an outsider's perspective how money gets made on the web. How can you earn money online while sitting at home? How do websites earn money even if no products actually change hands? This is the part some of you will already know, but it bears repeating for those that don't. Essentially then, money is made online thanks to views. The more people view a website or an article, the more opportunity there is to make money. And this is possible partly thanks to advertising and partly thanks to sales. If you have a website that is getting several 100,000 views per day, then you will have the option of placing Google ads on it. These are adverts that are automatically generated by Google's partners and which you will then place on your website. Each time the ad is clicked, Google earns some money, and a portion of that revenue is split with you. Well, this might sound strange. The reality is that those people are likely going to head to that other website and then spend more money. For instance, if an insurance company is paying for clicks on your website, chances are that the visitors it gains from this will buy at least some insurance, and thus they'll earn more money than they spend in the long term. And don't get it twisted. You'll only earn a few cents per click in most cases. So you really need hundreds of thousands of views for a website to be profitable through this process alone. If you're still struggling to get your head around this, then the best comparison to make is with free papers and magazines that you might have seen being handed outside your local train station. Those free magazines cost money to print, and they're being given away. But the customer in this case is not the person reading the magazine. The customer is the advertiser, and the magazine has value to the advertiser because it has such a wide exposure. The more eyeballs that see that paper or magazine, the more the advertiser can potentially stand to earn by placing their adverts there. This is how a website works too. Better than Google AdSense. But don't rely on Google Ads to make money from a website, because that puts you right at the bottom of the food chain. Remember, the advertisers are only willing to pay for clicks because they have more effective means of monetizing those visitors. They're making more per visitor than they are paying Google, and they're only getting a small amount of that. So right now, you're really not earning huge amounts of cash compared with what you could be earning. So another way you might monetize your website is by selling something. For many businesses, this is already built in, as it were. If your website exists to support an existing pizzeria, hairdresser, massage salon, or anything else, then you are ultimately going to be earning money from the visitors by promoting your brand and encouraging people to visit your store in person. You can also set up a product or service after the fact. In this case, your website might promote your SEO services. More on that in a moment. It might promote your digital ebook that you are selling. It might promote an online course, or it might even promote a physical product. This way, you are now keeping 100% of the profit. Sure, you might have some overhead with printing costs and delivery, but you aren't sharing your cash with anyone else. And finally, you might be able to sell a service. For instance, if you are a good writer, then you can simply create a website, get lots of people to look at it, and then promote your writing service at X amount per 100 words. Likewise, for web design, photography, video editing, proofreading, the options are endless. And this is just another way you can get pretty much any job you like by having the skill and knowing how to navigate the web. And then there's affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing means that you are selling products other than your own. These products are things that another creator has built, often things like ebooks, which are offering commission. You sign up and are given a link called an affiliate URL. You then promote this link, and anyone who clicks on it will be taken to the product page via another website. That intermediary website will leave a cookie on the user's computer before sending them on, allowing the store to recognize that you sent them. Now, if they buy the product, you get a fraction of the purchase. This is often much higher than the amount of money you would get from an advert, and can range from a few percent in the case of Amazon products to a whopping 50, 70, or even 90%. Why would a creator be willing to give away so much of their income? Well, look at it this way. They are already selling the product themselves. Any sales you make will not take away from those sales. Therefore, any additional sales that their affiliates and partners make will simply mean more income for them. The more generous they are with their commission, the more affiliate marketers they will be able to attract, and eventually, this can lead to them having a legion of marketers, all promoting products on their behalf. And in some cases, these marketers might not help them to make sales, but they'll still be giving them free exposure and improving their brand awareness, etc. So the sellers have a lot to gain this way, and so do you. Through all these systems, then, a lot of money is to be made through internet marketing. If you can do all that, then you can stand to earn a lot of money for yourself by promoting products, services, and affiliate deals. But at the same time, you'll also be highly valuable to businesses that need someone to run their marketing campaigns and help them reach a wide audience. But good internet marketing means not only getting as many viewers on your website as possible, but also making sure that those viewers are truly engaged and that they are fans of what you do. It's one thing to be able to reach your audience. It's a different thing to be able to persuade them. How to do it. Internet marketing. Okay, so now you know why internet marketing is a big deal and how it can help you to make money, find a job, or live your dreams. So now it's time you learn the fundamentals of how to actually get involved. And to that end, the first thing you should probably learn is SEO. Search Engine Optimization. SEO is Search Engine Optimization. This means optimizing a website, an article, or both for the search engines. The fact of the matter is that Google pretty much runs the web. If someone wants to find information, if someone wants entertainment, if someone wants anything on the web, they will probably start by checking Google. Then they do a search for that thing they want. Let's say they want to buy a hat. They'll probably search for buy hats online. If you are at the top of those results, then you'll make lots of sales. If you aren't, then you probably won't. Thus, what Google says goes. Thus, Google is king. And thus, the world needs SEO. This is how you go about building content and designing a page in such a way that it will be guaranteed to show up at the top of a specific search. And this means by identifying the keyword or phrase that you want, this is the phrase that you think people will search when they're looking for content or information like yours. Once you've identified that, you can then begin to use that key phrase in your content. The way Google works is by using programs called bots or spiders. These trawl the web and automatically index pages in a massive database for Google. Then when someone searches for something, Google checks the database and looks for the most relevant content. It used to be that the easiest way to come across as relevant for Google's sake was to simply lace your content with as many repetitions of the key phrase as possible. Now, this way, Google spiders could see that the content you wrote and the thing the person searched were related. And this way, you would show up at the top of the searches. Now, once upon a time, this was all it took. Now, once upon a time, this was incredibly easy. And the more times you repeated the phrase, the better your chances of appearing at the top would be. The only problem was that this made the web incredibly easy to manipulate, and it led to people abusing the system and putting out low-quality content. This led to websites writing things like, "Welcome to the Best Buy Hats online shop, where you can buy hats online. Buy hats online for your mom. Buy hats online for your dad." Google stamped out this kind of behavior by using algorithm updates that would penalize abuses of the system and that would favor good quality content. Now, Google recommends that you only include keywords using a 1 to 2% density. That means that for every 100 words, only one of them should be a keyword. Likewise, Google also wants to see you using LSI, latent semantic indexing. That means that you should write posting content with synonyms, related language, and natural language around the subject. Google also likes to see longer content, 800 to 1800 words. It likes to see new and relevant content, and it likes to see websites that are being updated and well maintained. Google also now looks at bounce rates, meaning that it can tell how long someone has been on a web page, and if they tend to leave after the first couple of seconds, then that website isn't going to perform well in searches. Using all these newer methods, Google can now favor content that is genuinely high quality and that answers the user's questions. In Google's case, the customer is the user, and that's who Google wants to please. So while you should write with SEO in mind, you should also make sure that your content is great quality for the user. More on this in a moment. Other things you can do for your SEO including adding keywords in key places, such as the opening paragraph and the title, such as the file names, the names of your images, for example, and the meta descriptions and other tags. The other big cornerstone of good SEO is getting links on other websites. Google views links on other sites as being referrals, and so if you can get a link from a top website, that will do an awful lot to build trust and authority in Google's eyes. Got a link from the BBC? Then anything you post subsequently will much more easily get to the top of Google. That said, smaller links elsewhere are also useful. And note that links are how the spiders find your content in the first place. Google again doesn't want you to manipulate the search engines or to try and trick them, and so it wants to see a link's profile that's natural and organic, as though everyone at once just decided to share your content because it was so brilliant and you had nothing to do with it. This means you should have a varied range of links in terms of the quality and even the wording. Using links that are on relevant sites is a good idea for reaching the right SERPs, industry lingo for search engine result pages, and for reaching the right audience, however. Avoid trying to pay for links because this can get your site badly penalized or even de-indexed by Google. All of this is going to help your site to get seen, and if you post regularly and keep looking for popular topics, then you should gradually begin to grow an audience. In theory, more marketing strategies, SMO, and more. While this is a decent strategy, though, it is also very slow and certainly not guaranteed. It is not therefore recommended that most businesses and brands rely solely on searches for their traffic. Instead, it is also a good idea to be more proactive in your promotional activities by getting out there and reaching out to your audience. For instance, you can do this with PPC. This is pay-per-click advertising, which is a form of paid marketing where you only get charged when someone clicks on the ad. We won't be going into great depth on that here, but suffice to say that this is worth looking into and a skill that you should add to your bow. More fundamental is SMO, or social media optimization. In other words, you need to get out there onto Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, along with the others like Google Plus and Pinterest, and you need to start marketing yourself. That means you need to post regular content and build a following. Invite people to follow you and ask them to share and like your posts so that their networks see them too. You can also seek out forums, social media communities, subreddits, and more places where people might appreciate your content and where your target audience is likely to be spending its time. There are many more tricks you can use to get the word out about a brand or website too. One of the most powerful and effective is something called influencer marketing. This means that you look for someone on the web who is an influencer, someone who has a large following already, and who can help you reach that large audience. You then message them and find some kind of trade that you can do. For example, you can let them post something to your audience in exchange for posting to their audience. That way, you will both gain some of each other's subscribers. There's much more to internet marketing. Building a mailing list of your top fans is a very good idea, for instance, as is guest posting and writing blog posts for other sites. At the end of the day, it comes down to strategy. You want to gain the attention of real followers, and at the same time, you want to encourage Google to pick up your content and add it to its index. The power of great content. What all this should really teach you, though, is that the internet is practically built on content, and in particular, it is built on written content. That's because a person who uses Google is usually looking for information or entertainment, and mostly this is delivered through the written word. Filling your site with lots of content means that it will have a higher chance of including those crucial keywords that Google is looking for. And at the same time, filling your site with content will give you something you can share on social media, and that will entice people to visit your site. More than anything, though, adding lots of great content to your website over time is all about building long-term fans and followers. Think about the sites that you go to regularly and why you go there. Chances are that you go to them because you have learned that they create the kind of content that you enjoy reading. And not only does this mean you keep coming back, continuously creating more opportunities for the site owner and the advertisers to try to sell to you, but it also means you will probably come to trust the content creator. You'll have read so many posts by them on the subject matter that they are an expert in that you'll have learned that you can rely on their knowledge. And then guess who you go to when you want more information. I enjoy using my camera for a bit of amateur photography every now and then. And so in my spare time, I watch a guy on YouTube and read his blog where he shares lots of tips on how to take better photos. The posts are really fascinating because they show how the right change of angle, lighting, or equipment can really transform a photo into something much more dynamic and much more engaging. So guess where I went when I needed new photography for my website? I went to the guy whose expertise I'd been reading about on a weekly basis. This is the true power of what is known as content marketing. It facilitates other forms of marketing, yes, but more important than that is that it allows you to build more trust and authority in your niche, and to build a legion of truly loyal and engaged followers. And that's why the most important skill you will learn to work well online is writing. How to write for the web. Good writing can be explained fairly simply. Good writing means that you are communicating efficiently. Writing, like anything else, has a purpose, whether that is to teach, entertain, or inform. At any rate, there is a crux that you need to convey, and this is the purpose of what you've written. A very straightforward way to judge a piece of writing, then, is to simply ask how well it performs that job. Efficient writing means that your visitors will need to invest less time into reading, but will still get the most information and value possible. This is why it is a mistake to use flowery or flamboyant language most of the time. This is particularly true when writing for business, where the temptation might be to use jargon or big, clever terms. I once worked with a company that was trying to sell an EPOS system, but rather than focusing on conveying what that was or why it was useful for small businesses, all the brand wanted to do was show off with words like cloud-enabled, synergy, and strategy. This was meaningless. It wasted the visitor's time, and it meant most people would leave without reading more, let alone buying. On the other hand, if you can quickly and effectively communicate what it is you want to say, then you will find that people stick around and that very often they are eager to buy from you. This is also true with writing designed to be informative or entertaining, especially in an age when everyone is in a rush and few people have time to stick around long enough to read a whole passage of text. This is also why it is a good idea to use the right structure and layout for your content. Specifically, you need to break it up with lots of images. You need to use lots of different paragraphs, and you need clear and bold headers. Make your content skimmable. So does that mean your content is going to be forever light and fluffy? Or that it will simply be functional and personalityless? No. Firstly, you can use your broader vocabulary, but only where it serves a purpose. This should A. Provide some additional detail or subtext or subtly alter the tone of what you're saying. Or B. Allow you to say more with fewer words. What's more is that you certainly can be very deep and well-researched with what you're saying and with what you're writing. In fact, this is incredibly important if you want your content to do well. The best kind of content is content that Google calls resource posts. Resource posts are highly comprehensive and detailed discussions on a certain topic. These posts have a lot of value because they provide a source where an audience can learn all about one topic. These are highly shareable on social media because they let someone teach another person by sharing a single link. And they also do very well in terms of SEO because a long, in-depth 1,800-word post will have a lot of natural keywords and long-tail keywords, strange phrases that occasionally get typed into Google but which aren't really worth ranking for specifically. Making sure that your content has value is very important in general. In fact, this is the only way that you can do this. Another way that you can make sure your content is valuable is to give it something that is unique, to give it a USP. The biggest mistake I see with articles and blog posts online is to repeat a subject matter that has been done 1,000 times before, while adding nothing new to the table. These include posts like how to get abs or top SEO mistakes. This is derivative and dull. Instead, you should post something that is new and that is unique. This should be something that people won't have seen before and that will really stand out to them. For instance, how about a post that combines two unusual niches? a post that uncovers some interesting brand new scientific research that's relevant to your niche, or a post that looks back in time to some old forgotten technique. Your content should have an emotional hook, and it should offer something that your audience won't find elsewhere and won't have been read 1,000 times before. One more massive tip: write in a narrative format wherever possible. That means you should be aiming to write content that is phrased in a way that is naturally like a story. Think about something personal you can say about the matter, or just try to give it a beginning, a middle, and an end. Stories work wonders because the human brain has naturally evolved to enjoy stories. We've been listening to stories for thousands of years, and we can't help but to put ourselves in the story and thereby relate and emote. This makes it very hard to stop listening to a story before the end, and it makes it very easy for us to get caught up in a narrative and stirred by it. Stories hold attention, but they are also highly persuasive. Speaking of which, the power of persuasive writing. If there's one kind of writing you should try to hone, it is persuasive writing. If you find yourself being hired by brands online, then there is a good chance a lot of them will want you to write sales pitches for them. At the same time, knowing how to write persuasively will also allow you to sell your own goods and your own services. When I started working online, I ran a small writing business. I only ever posted a couple of ads, and I got enough business from those to keep me going for years. Why? Because the ad was so well written. The key is to understand the value proposition. More fundamentally still, the key is to recognize that people place orders based on their emotions and not based on logic. In other words, someone will buy from you because they feel emotionally compelled to do so, and they didn't have time to think themselves out of it. So, you need to make sure that your pitch is something that can get people to imagine what life would be like after they've hired you. That means painting an image that will have an emotional response. In the example of selling writing, you might talk about how you can help someone to turn the brand they created into something that is as well respected as the top brands on the web. They can hire someone who will charge very little, but will make their site look amateurish. Or they can hire you, and they can enjoy achieving their business goals. Likewise, if you are selling a fitness product, then the dream or the value proposition is to have abs, to feel confident and sexy, and to meet members of the opposite sex. That's why a great pitch might talk about how you went from being out of shape to being a physical specimen, very happy now with your beautiful wife or husband. Just as emotion motivates, though, it is also emotion that will put people off by buying in some cases. More specifically, people tend to get put off by risk and worry. Humans are actually more motivated by risk than they are by reward, which is to say they normally play it safe. That's why you need to do everything possible to ease their concerns. That means offering money-back guarantees. It means offering social proof, testimonials, and it means offering evidence and proof. That might mean your portfolio of work, or it might mean showing how your promise is different from others. Finally, you then cement the deal by getting the reader or listener to act quickly. People are more likely to act on emotion when they act quickly. So if you can work them into a fever pitch by saying you have limited stock or by introducing a limited time offer, then this will result in more sales. Branding done right. If you learn to write in this way so that you are offering real value with a unique selling point and angle, and with a dream and a vision, then you will stand out from the crowd and 99% of the other brands online. Why is that? Because 99% of brands online just don't care. I've worked with a whole lot of them, and so often I see the same thing time and again. A client comes along to order some work, and they show me their website. Their website doesn't have a brand. The name of their website is the keyword getgreatabs.com. They don't believe me when I tell them about the 1% LSI, the keyword density, and the organic-looking links. Rather, they just want that keyword repeated as often as possible. They ask for generic titles for their content. Best diet for abs, top sit-up exercises, how to lose belly fat. They clearly don't know about the niche they're in. They don't care, and they don't have anything new to say. And as a result, they fill their site with tired, generic, and derivative content that is stuffed with keywords and all tied together with an uninspiring brand. Most of them don't even have a logo, and the ones that do either made it themselves in MS Paint or they paid the lowest amount possible to get something really cliche like a light bulb or a globe with an arrow moving around it. Then they tell people to follow them on Facebook, where they post repeatedly about, check out my new ebook here. They have nothing interesting or new to say. They've done their research, they know the keywords, and they know that this is a good niche to be in. But they don't understand the niche. They have no heart, and so they are destined for failure. Worst of all, they have no skill. Now, take a look at the sites you already read on a daily basis. Take a look at your favorite blogs and vlogs. What are they like? Chances are that they have a clear mission statement and brand. They aren't for everyone, but they have a legion of loyal fans. They have a cool logo, and that logo instantly communicates what their brand is all about and who should listen. They post content that is interesting and unique. They have a completely different take on the subject, and they write about the highly advanced aspects that most blogs simply don't know about or miss. They might write about cardio acceleration for 30% faster fat loss, or they might write about the role of dopamine in encouraging snacking behavior. In other words, these posts are interesting and unique, and they have personality. They're written by the brand owner themselves in a way that is passionate and interesting. It's storytelling. The site is beautiful and well put together. And there's video. And there's interactive elements. And the images are crisp and high definition. In short, it has high production values. And it looks like something that has had time, money, and love spent on it. If you want to succeed online, really succeed, then that's what you need to build. We've already seen how you can get more in line with this philosophy by writing better content. Now it's time to think about the rest. The site, the graphic design, the video, and more. And in doing so, you're also going to make yourself invaluable to employers and unstoppable as a brand of your own. Building a website. Whether you want to be an affiliate marketer, whether you want to promote your Main Street store online, or whether you want to promote yourself and become a professional singer, you will at some point need to build a website. And at this junction, you have a few options. The worst option is that you pay someone thousands of dollars to make it for you. That's the right idea in terms of investing time and making the effort. But it's the wrong idea because it means that you're spending thousands when actually this is something you can do for yourself very easily and completely for free. If you want a website, then you can have one built in a day that is just as professional as the top sites in the world. Here's how it works. Building a website in a day. Number 1, find hosting. Your first step is to find hosting. Web hosting means that you are finding space on a server. A server, meanwhile, is a large and very fast computer that stays constantly connected to the web, and that lives in a big server room somewhere where it is looked after by a whole lot of people. This server has space on it like any other computer, and you are effectively buying some of that space so that your files can be uploaded and take advantage of that constant connection to the web. Simple. There are lots of different providers and packages, but I recommend checking out something like Bluehost. Here, you should be able to find hosting, including a domain name, the address that someone types in to find your files, for around $10 per month, or even a little less. Choose the most basic package for now. You can always scale up if need be. And choose a URL that will be memorable and that ties in with your brand. Avoid that practice of making your URL your keyword. This is something that Google itself has said it doesn't like to see, and it certainly doesn't inspire much confidence in users. Number 2, install WordPress. The next thing you're going to do is to install WordPress. WordPress is a CMS, which stands for Content Management System. This is a tool that you can use to upload new posts to your website, to edit existing posts, and to change the design, layout, and more. This means that you don't need to do any coding at all. But the best part is that it is completely free. Actually, that's not the best part. The best part is that it is highly professional. Far from being a website builder, this is the tool that is used to build a quarter of the websites on the net. And that includes some of the biggest brands out there like BBC America, Forbes, Huffington Post, Mashable, you name it. There is simply no need to pay for a limiting service like Wix. What's more, is that WordPress will allow you to benefit from the huge community of developers, meaning you can download additional features and design elements for free to completely change the look, layout, and functionality with just a click. And as though all this wasn't enough, you can even install WordPress itself with a single click using the majority of hosting providers. There's simply no reason not to use WordPress. Most of the tools you'll encounter and want to use, from e-commerce tools to SEO optimization to widgets, will be designed for WordPress. And not only that, but seeing as WordPress powers some of the biggest sites on the internet, you know that it is least possible to achieve this success with WordPress. You know that it is SEO friendly, for instance. And that means that you can just concentrate on creating fantastic content and not worry about the rest. Number 3, add a new theme. The next thing you should do, in fact, is to head over to a site called ThemeForest or one like it. Here, you can browse a large selection of professional and modern-looking themes and then download them to install. WordPress actually has a built-in theme store, and you can check there for a wide range of different free themes. Problem is, you tend to run into these free options a fair bit while browsing the web, and they understandably aren't quite as slick as many of the paid ones. That's why my advice is generally to pay and get something slightly more professional and slightly more polished. Once you find the one you like, it's simply a matter of downloading it and then uploading the zip file to WordPress. Number 4, customization. It's similarly easy to add plugins, which are small apps that run on your website either behind the scenes or front and center. These can include things like social media buttons to integrate your SMO, or they can include security features. Install a few of these and then find the customization tools in the WP login in order to set up how you want the site to look, the name, the copyright notice, and the rest. That's really all you need to do to make an amazing website, and then it's a matter of adding a stellar logo. Creating logos and more graphic design. Using your new web design skills, you can now build a site for yourself or for clients. But the other part of web design is the design bit. And in fact, this is another highly in-demand skill that it really pays to learn. You can learn web design, then you can create graphics that will help you sell products, and you can provide another incredible service. Go onto sites like Fiverr, Upwork, People Per Hour, etc., and you can expect to make a lot of money selling these skills. You'll never struggle for work if you can do this, and offer web design and writing services. And working on your own logo is a great place to flex your muscle and learn the ropes. Good logo design. The key to good logo design will be to know your brand and what you want to communicate. The core part of any brand should be the mission statement. This is a statement of intent about what your brand aims to offer and achieve, and how it hopes to do it. It's not just about what you sell, but rather, it's about that extra attention to detail and what sets you apart. A fitness site is one thing, but is this a fitness site about healthy living and good times? Or is this a fitness site about pumping iron and pushing harder? Is it a fitness site that's about bodyweight fitness and cool stunts? Apple isn't just a brand that makes computers. It's a brand that challenges norms and creates stunning products for artistic individuals that want to express themselves. And that's what makes people excited about Apple. Watch Simon Sinek's TED Talk on the Golden Circle. Consider this required watching for all businesses, in fact. You want to be more than just a company. You want to be a movement, something people can get behind, because this will make them want to read your content, follow you on social media, and buy your products all the more. And the job of your logo is to communicate this perfectly. You can do this by thinking up related imagery. Why not create a mood board, a selection of different images that inspire you or that are related to the message you want to put across? Then try combining those images in different and unique ways to see if you can come up with something unique that way. Avoid cliché and try to be objective by surveying people to see if the brand expresses your business correctly. Then go to work making the logo. The tools. The tool you're going to use to create your logo is Adobe Illustrator. This is not negotiable. The reason you need Adobe Illustrator is because this is the industry standard for designers. Adobe Illustrator allows you to create vector files. And what these are files that work based on instructions about geometry, angles, and distances. Vector files tell the computer where to draw lines, what angles those lines should point in, and how long they should be. This means that you can zoom in and all the ratios and angles remain the same. There will be no loss of quality. It also means that the image can be edited at any time by dragging the individual lines, cutting bits off, etc. The opposite is a raster file, a JPEG or PNG. If someone hires you to make them a logo and you make it in Photoshop and give them a JPEG or PNG file, then they will likely laugh in your face. Using Illustrator is not terribly easy, but if you follow some YouTube tutorials, you should be able to grasp the basics. The key is to understand that those lines are what are making up all your images. These can be drawn individually and are called paths. You can then add nodes onto those lines called anchor points and drag those around to lengthen or alter the angle. By drawing multiple paths and having them intersect, you can then select them at the same time and choose to join those lines. Now they become the outline of a shape. and you can fill it or drag it around as a single element. More useful is the Shape tool. This lets you draw squares, polygons, ellipses, and more from scratch. This becomes even more powerful if you use it in conjunction with the free Draw tool and with a Pathfinder window. The Pathfinder allows you to do things like combine two separate shapes into a single one, to cut off, divide sections of a shape, and more. You can also transform your shapes using the Transform option from the top menu, as you might in any other Draw tool. Combine these features together with a little extra watching, and you can start to create some rather complex shapes. What's handy is that any wonky lines will get smoothed out for you, and you'll see guidelines as you drag things to help you find center points or to line up elements that are opposite each other on the screen. Create something unique this way, and then choose a great font from a site like Font Squirrel, and you have your logo. It will look much more professional than anything you would make with any other tool. Tip: note that one of the best ways to ensure your logo design is good is to follow the KISS rule. Keep it simple, stupid. Simple design is generally better than busy design, in fact. And when coming up with elements for your website, try to keep in mind one more mantra. Communicate, don't decorate. This means that you shouldn't add flowery flourishes just for the sake of it. Any additional dialogue or graphical element should be there for a purpose, whether that is to lead the eye through the UX or whether it is to point to something else important. Photography, an underrated web skill. Our aim here is to turn you into the web equivalent of a triple threat. In Hollywood, a triple threat is someone who can dance, sing, and act. Already, you know the basics of marketing. You can write, you can design, and you can build websites. That little bit of extra knowledge puts you head and shoulders above all those webmasters and marketers that just spam the web with derivative content. The next thing to look into learning then is photography. Photography is another skill that can help to elevate a brand to the next level online. And this is in a lot of demand among publishers. That's because photography can be used to accompany a blog post and make it look more engaging and interesting. And it can also be used in order to promote a product and make it look like something that people will be eager to buy. Photography can really help to sell the dream, as we discussed. And this is particularly powerful when used on social accounts such as Instagram, where it can help you to make a massive impact by promoting a certain lifestyle and dream. Learn photography, and you've learned just one more skill that 99% of people who try to make a name for themselves online don't know. And that makes you even more employable and gives you even more of an edge over the competition. The laws of great photography. So what does it take to make incredible photographs? First of all, having a great camera can of course make a big difference. While you shouldn't make the mistake of believing that your success entirely comes down to having the right camera, this will indeed make a big difference. You don't need to spend a fortune. A good place to start is by getting a mirrorless camera that will give you manual controls regarding focus, aperture, etc. The Lumix G7 is a fantastic starting camera, and especially if you combine it with an extra lens such as the f1.7 25mm. This won't set you back more than a few $100s, but the results will be photos that look like they were taken by a professional photographer and video that has an almost movie-like quality. That said, if you were forced to make do with a camera phone, it's still possible to take great photos. Just spend some time thinking about each shot rather than simply pointing your camera directly at whatever is the subject matter and having it the center of the frame. Try to be more original and creative in your photos and ask yourself, what is the story you're trying to tell? What do you want to convey through your images? What emotion are you trying to evoke? How could this shot be made more interesting? A good starting point is to consider not just the foreground, but also the middle ground and the background. This can help you to create a sense of depth, and when done well, this should lead the eye deeper into the picture and create more of a sense of 3D. This is also better for portraying scale. Scale is something else that is important, by the way. Photos of mountains and views often look dull because they don't convey the height or the depth, and that means that they can't portray what it really feels like to be there. To solve this problem, look for additional elements that you can include, such as pebbles and rocks in the foreground, or of course, a person. Likewise, you can use things in the foreground to frame something in a more interesting manner. Leaves around the edge of your photo can help to frame whatever is happening in the middle ground and provide that depth as well as the feeling that you are peeking out at the action that is going on. In these situations, think about the focus too. Do you want to open up the aperture and focus on the foreground? That way you can blur out the background and really make the subject the focus. Or do you want to focus on the background more and blur out the foreground? thereby making sure that the foreground, while decorative, isn't distracting. Or perhaps the foreground and the background are thematically linked. That might mean a pair of shoes thrown off on the floor while someone runs off into the sea in the background. This works well because it tells a story rather than simply showing a static and dull image. Upward angles tend to make something look bigger and thus more important. Downward angles can meanwhile have the opposite effect, as you would probably expect. Think as well about the way you set up the shot in terms of the lighting. You'd be surprised how few people even consider lighting, but this is a very important factor. Make sure that the light isn't behind the subject. Ideally, you want a soft light that will hit the subject side on, creating shadows and depth through what is known as Rembrandt lighting. Or how about using brighter light in order to create stark contrast? That might mean having shafts of light coming in through the blinds, for example, and creating a sense of time. Again, it's all about the story you want to tell, and your photos should inform that story. Finally, consider the background and your presentation. If you're taking a photo of yourself working on the computer to demonstrate the laptop lifestyle, then that can be a really great way to subtly promote a product that teaches people to work online. But this will only work effectively as long as the background isn't filled with piles of ironing and washing. Remember, every item tells a story. So think about the story you want to tell and set the scene accordingly. And spend some time reading. You need to learn about the exposure triangle and more in order to become a truly great photographer. Video. Everything that photos can bring to your channel, video can help to bring to your channel even more. Video is firstly highly impactful. When someone sees your video, they will be instantly enraptured and have the urge to watch through to the end. We are psychologically programmed to respond to people talking on screen and to listen, and we find it hard to look away. The fact that you can add music, use gesticulations and facial expressions, all of this really adds to your ability to persuade and convince. And this means you can use video to much more effectively sell a product or an idea. At the same time, though, video is also fantastic for elevating the status of your brand even more. Simply put, creating videos requires skill, and this is something that not everyone has any idea how to accomplish. You'll probably need a fairly decent camera, and you'll need good software like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, and the knowledge of how to use it. So, if you land on a website and the first thing you see is a glossy video with fantastic production quality, a great voiceover, brilliant camera work, what do you think? You think that it must be made by a business that knows how to make fantastic products and that really cares to invest time, money, and effort into what it does. And for these reasons, you are much more likely to trust or to buy. Finally, video lets you take part in YouTube and vlogging, and that opens up huge doors. A ton of brands that have been long unsuccessful through other attempts at marketing find that they are eventually successful when they start promoting themselves on YouTube. Not only because of all the advantages in terms of engagement and persuasion, but also because of the advantages in terms of reach and competition. Did you know that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world behind Google? So how do you make great video? Filming. For filming, there are a few things to consider and learn. Firstly, all of the tips regarding lighting and composition that we covered in the last post are still very true here. Another tip is to learn to use a panning head. This is a device that you attach to your tripod and camera, and that will then allow you to slowly pan across different elements. This is ideal for showcasing products, but do be wary of using the same shot over and over again. If that is a risk you are running into, then try using pans that go up and down, or try zooming into the shot gradually. In order to help with lighting, it can be a good idea to purchase a softbox or similar option for creating light artificially. Having more than one light source is also preferable, so if you can purchase two, then that's even better. In a moment, we will talk about editing, and you'll see that you need specific shots for this to work properly. A big tip then is to give yourself some kind of storyboard, or otherwise just have a strong idea of what you want your video to look like before you begin to know what needs to be covered. Collect B-roll if appropriate. This is footage that you can play while you talk about other things. It should be relevant and it should fit for a range of different sections. This will not only help to keep your video dynamic and moving, but it will also be incredibly useful when you need to cover up mistakes. Don't forget the importance of sound. Don't rely on the mic built into your camera, or this will severely undermine the professionalism of the rest of the product. To get around this problem cheaply, just buy yourself a cheap lapel mic and plug it into your smartphone. You can then set that to record and tuck it away in your pocket while you deliver the audio. Finally, set up the grid on your camera if possible, and try to make sure that when you talk on camera, your head and your eyes are in the top third of the screen. Editing. Here is where the real magic happens. The first job in editing is to make sure that everything runs together smoothly, and that you've taken all your footage and removed the stutters and starts. It should all run smoothly. If you want to hide your mistakes and make your content flow like one long video, then you can use B-roll over the portions you've had to cut. Otherwise, you will jump from one position to another quickly. This can also be done to dramatic effect though, and is called a jump cut. You can use this for humor or for intentional brevity and punchiness. Put more in, and that way it will look intentional, and you can get away with more. Otherwise, you can also try setting up more than one angle on the same shot, and cutting between these as you talk to hide cuts and edits. But when cutting between shots of any nature, remember again the storytelling aspect. Your aim is to avoid jarring the user by jumping randomly from one shot to another. When cutting within the same scene, a technique often used is to cut on action. That means you cut during a movement, and you continue the same movement in the next shot. This disguises the edit and makes the footage flow more easily. You can likewise try to link shots based on the subject matter, or you can link shots based on where the user is looking. Use these strategies and look into others, like L cuts, to take your video game up a level. Then make sure to add a little background music. You can outsource this on a site like Fiverr, and add your logo. Add some bottom thirds and a good opener, and you'll have something that looks immensely professional and can really build trust and authority. A quick tip for those that are trying to build momentum on their own YouTube channel is to not make your videos too long. This whole process can take a lot of time, and if you want to make consistent uploads, then you shouldn't make your workload any bigger than it has to be. Developing your skills further. Of course, if you really want to enhance your skill set, then it will pay to also learn After Effects. This is a tool that can be used in conjunction with Premiere in order to accomplish all kinds of awesome things, from retro 80s intros to incredible video openers. This will raise your game to the point where you're creating inspiring and completely original work that many creators will boggle at. And this just goes to show that the more skills you choose to add to your repertoire, the more you will grow and the more opportunities will come your way. So what else can you learn? Well, I would highly recommend that you learn to program. Learn to program, and you can rest assured that you will never be without work. Learning to program gives you the ability to build apps and to create far more complex websites. More than that, though, it gives you an area of expertise that is in very high demand and that a lot of people know nothing about. I was recently approached by a company to write content at $2 per word, and the project was several thousand words long. That's right, they were offering thousands of dollars for a couple of articles. This is a difference that comes from knowing any subject matter well. And there's so many jobs for coders on the web that it's unreal. If you learn Java or Python, then people will come hammering on your door. And even if you don't choose to take them up on their offer, creating an app and selling it on mobile is a fantastic form of a digital product. This goes for whatever your area of expertise is. Develop it and turn it into something that you're really a top-level expert in. Want to run a fitness website? Then go and get that personal training degree. It's expensive, but the qualification will make a huge difference to who listens to you and who hires you. Likewise, pretty much any skill you have can be incredibly useful online. Not so hot at writing or design, but great at music? For instance, there is a huge demand for music that people can put on their YouTube videos, or they can use to market in other ways. This is a gig you can sell very effectively on Fiverr. That can also be the nature of your content. Want to be a famous rock star? Then set up a website and a vlog. Put out your music and get noticed, and eventually you might get contacted. And while you're at it, you could also turn that photography skill into something you sell. Stock imagery sells for a lot on the web. Other amazing skills to learn are 3D CAD design, manufacturing. The list goes on. So don't just write content and call yourself a marketer. Learn these skills and become absolutely unstoppable. Then the web is yours.